Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Today we start the new year with an NFC matchup out west between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Takes it at the 7. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Cardinals take over.
The Cardinals coming out led by Kyler Murray, the offensive rookie of the year a season ago, and back for more here in year number 2.
I still remember being in Indianapolis at the Combine when the result of Kyler Murray's height was announced. And when the tape measure showed him at a little bit above 5'10", all doubts went out the window, and rightly so. The Cardinals went 5-10-1 with him last year, but he was the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. This guy can make great plays with his arm, can scoot with his feet, and has motivated this team and has him on a really good upward trajectory.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brings up second.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2.
3rd down.
Throwing again, Murray. He dumps it off to Drake. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
The Niners take over.
Former second-round pick back in 2014, Jimmy Garoppolo trotting into place, looking to guide this San Francisco 49er offense.
And there he is, the man known as Jimmy G, Jimmy Garoppolo, who I thought had a really nice year in 2019. So close to culminating with a Super Bowl title. Accurate with the football, completed nearly 70% of his passes, which was 4th best in the NFL. Nearly 4,000 yards through the air with a team that runs the ball with great efficiency. 27 touchdowns, but in the Super Bowl, didn't quite make the plays they needed down the stretch. But remember, some big wins last year. At New Orleans, at Seattle in Week 17, 2 playoff wins. He's continuing to develop as one of the better ascending players in the league. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep...
And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
44-yard line.
They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. D Ford showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. Fourth down.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Mostert, toss left side. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Raheem Mostert averaged 5.6 yards per carry last year. That was second in the NFL. So it's safe to say that it paid off that he patterned his work ethic after his hero, Frank Gore, the former 49er. That's a guy who really shows you how to go out and get it done each and every day. Raheem Mostert patterned him and had a breakout season in 2019 with the 49ers.
2nd and 8.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
The Cards going nickel, an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job.
Intended for George Kittle.
So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. Oh, that is a complete shank. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
No score.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Got his man, it's Williams. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Max Williams.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
Tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the 1st round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
First down, Cardinals.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
A 6-yard.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
26-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Murray, and he hits Drake. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
To Kenyon Drake.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 4.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. To throw is Murray. He'll set up the screen to Blake. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Zane Gonzalez on for the field goal. A 35-yard attempt.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0.
49ers.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
We remind you lots more to come here this opening weekend of the Return to Football 2020. Coming up later tonight, it's the national debut of SoFi Stadium in Southern California. The Cowboys and the Rams doing battle there. And then 2 more to finish off the week on Monday Night Football. The Steelers and Giants from MetLife Stadium and the Titans and Broncos from Mile High. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Buda Baker with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job. Finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Steps away. He'll try and run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
And there's the beauty of Kyler Murray because we all know he can get it done through the air. Terrific right arm. And nowadays, we don't even talk about his height anymore. He's shown that he can see downfield and make throws. But he also possesses wide receiver speed. He can call his own number or scramble and turn it into a big play as well. Kyler Murray, a dual threat at the quarterback position.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. It's complete to Drake. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Murray. Out to his left. He's going to take off with it. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. From the gun, Murray. And it's caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Arizona.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Stepping, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kyler Murray keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over 1st and 10.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the 2nd quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 in.
Oh, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Take over 1st.
That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down.
Jimmy Ward there defensively.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Murray. He goes underneath to Drake. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0.
13.
So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely 1 play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And the half will begin with a touchback. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, it counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You complete 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Taken down at the...
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Good for a 49er.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Well, looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval as a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. Here's Mostert, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run, and the 49ers Niners have cut it back within a score.
Lining up for the point.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Returning it, Johnson. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. From the gun, it's Drake. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And this is third.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Gain of 17 yards.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
He's across midfield.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From just shy of midfield, Murray on the slant, complete to Hopkins. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins, 48 yards. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Niners take over 1st and 10.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
41-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
The ball carrier.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And his throw here's incomplete. Oh, Patrick Peterson, the shutdown corner, was there on the coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Byron Murphy. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
At the 24-yard line.
From the 24, Murray. That ball complete to Isabella. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. From the gun, Murray dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
17 yards.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. Murray a give. This is Drake. Stop made by Fred Warner, who was the Niners' leading tackler during their run to the Super Bowl last year.
It's a
2nd down and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
And now Murray's going to set up to throw. That's Isabella open on the right side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
A gain of 12.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Drake. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Drake, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
He was brought down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They stay on the ground with Drake. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Ball carrier.
Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
To throw on third down, Murray being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain.
Makes the score Cardinals 24-49.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 18 yards, first down Niners.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now a play fake here on first down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 35 yards. And the 49ers get a score closer. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Cardinals' hands team able to secure the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Right back to Drake. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Murray able to find Isabella. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella, 40 yards. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
Little work still to do, though. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And Deebo Samuel's another one of those young receivers that not only looks like a running back, but plays like one after the catch. And he had one of the best seasons among 2019's rookie receivers. Just over 800 yards receiving, but by the time the playoffs hit, he'd become WR1 for the 49ers. And now with the departure of Emmanuel Sanders, that should give him even more looks. Look for him to catch the ball downfield and also take it out.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes. There have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Drake. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
This is 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Drake. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. A pickup of 5 yards. 1st down, Arizona. So it's a win here for the